kill them.
All of them,
Damn lot of them. Painfully. They're quite right. Mr. Clay would be only too happy to demolish them.
Not the whole school, old man. And what about our jobs?
Some school. Good jobs.
Well, I happen to need mine at present. They're rather hard to come by. Why don't you just get rid of your own class?
Right. Kick off Paul Millington and that dreadful, precocious Sanchez. They're the ringleaders.
Oh, Millington's not that bad. Besides, he's the brother of the woman.
That marks the following boys. Thompson, Fernandez, Abdallah, Saunders, Lyman. Now cut on back to your class.
See you later.
Please don't call me Matty. The boys have cottoned onto it. Mr. Matty is Batty. It's the latest. Matthew, if you must, otherwise...
Yeah, otherwise it's Mr. Clay, Mr. Clay. Who are you going to kill today? I'm sorry, Matty. Oh, I mean Matthew.
They don't do it to you.
Oh, of course they do. Haven't you heard them? Max, plenty of wax.
But you don't.
Don't?
You don't wax them.
Oh, none of us are supposed to whack them. Except old Barley Mow, of course. Although, mind you, there are some amongst us. Anyway, you don't kill them, do you?
So far.
Come on, take it easy. Good God, you're trembling. Take it easy, the Max motto. Boys will be boys and all that.
Boys will be dead if they count like this. I nearly had a riot in my class yesterday.
Oh, Mr. Clay. Oh, there you are. I want a word with you.
Christ, not her again.
What's that?
Just take it easy. And how's my best girl?
Oh, now, Max, you've got a lot of best girls around here. Mr. Clay, there was a most dreadful row coming from your class in Nelson Room yesterday. I could hardly hear myself teach.
Your lack of hearing, Miss Wainwright, is hardly my fault.
There's no need to be insulting, Mr. Clay. You can't keep order, and that's the truth. Even little Mr. Granger here can keep order, but you can't. Well, I always say, good teachers are born, not made. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Wainwright. That woman, she makes me sound like a leprechaun.
Oh, that's it. That's what you remind me of. A leprechaun.
I'm an extremely tough leprechaun. As witness the fact I gave 2 black marks to the whole of lower 4.
Oh, how come?
Oh, they just started on one of their ridiculous rhymes, you know the style. Little Roddy Granger can't get out of the manger, something like that. And bingo on the second line, 2 marks each.
Jolly good. How do they take it?
Like lambs, naturally. I'm the terror of the 4th.
Poor old Matty Clay. He's in terror of the 4th.
Oh, you're wasting your sympathy, Max. He's no idea how to handle boys. I don't believe he ever was a boy.
Whereas you, of course, still are.
Watch it, Max. Though I'm little, yet I'm good.
Ah, Donaldson, did you get my note? Walk, boys. Walk.
What note was that, Headmaster?
A little matter I'd like to talk to you about. Maybe we could have a word about it now.
Oh, terribly sorry, Headmaster, but I'm teaching. Middle 4.
Ah. Yes, well, you'd better cut along. And Donaldson, please don't. Enter.
Excuse me, Headmaster.
Ah, Granger.
I wonder if I could have a word.
You're not teaching this morning?
It's my break period.
Ah, yes, I suppose that's right. So, what is it? Settling down, that sort of thing?
Well, that's just the point, Headmaster. This is my second term. I have settled down.
Good. Good.
You did say my original salary, my starting salary, was just for settling in period. Then there would be some form of rise this term, that is.
Uh-huh.
I wondered if you'd given it any thought, sir.
Yes, Granger, I have given it thought. And I'm still giving it thought.
So?
Not just at the moment, Granger. Not just at the moment. Aunt Josie, come in, sit down, will you? That'll be all, Granger.
But, Headmaster...
That'll be all. Mrs. Barlow and I have things to discuss.
Thank you, Headmaster.
Oh, what wouldn't I do for a fag? Gavin, just one in here.
Please, Josie, you know my principles.
Yes, I know your principles. What did he want?
What does everyone want round here? What do I want?
More money.
Brilliant.
And you told him?
He's not getting it.
He'll leave. He's paid absolutely nothing.
No, he won't leave. He's just out of school, a mere child. Got no training, no qualifications. He's lucky to get a job.
Then he'll starve. Oddly enough, he's quite a good teacher. Stands no nonsense.
And if he's a good teacher, he'll stay and do his duty.
Now that he's gone, do we really have anything to discuss except money?
We have. Still on the subject of money, there's been some more unpleasantness about Donaldson. Something must be done.
Oh!
Darling.
God, you get me a fright.
You shouldn't do that.
Yes, I know. It's just the English essays of the fifth form are absolutely unbearable without it.
I manage. But not in my classroom, darling. I'm teaching in here this afternoon. You're such an idiot. You know Gavin's feelings on the subject.
What about my feelings on the subject?
I expect he knows those too. But when he's after you already.
Yes. What is all that about? He sent me some note, all very formal.
Something to do with a cheque. Some restaurant, or was it some shop, wrote to him. Don't worry. It wasn't a bookie. Not this time.
Oh, God, look, I can explain that.
I'm sure you can, darling. But can you pay up?
Any point in me asking for a ride?
Absolutely none. Roddy Granger just did.
And?
Got nowhere, naturally. In spite of having a salary even smaller than he is.
Oh, God, who's a sour old pussy?
Not your Miss Millington, that's for sure. She's a sweet young pussy, I take it. Max, are you really going to marry her?
Oh, come on, Josie, we've been through.
It's the money, isn't it?
What's wrong with being married? You're married? And she's a nice girl, believe it or not.
She must be a nice, rich girl. She's working here for peanuts, even less than Roddy. She's supposed to keep an eye on her brother and keep out of mischief in London by spending her time at the school, according to her mother. She hasn't exactly done that, has she?
Oh, come on, Josie.
I could stop it. Tell Gavin you'd lose your job. Tell her you'd lose her. I'd like that. She'd suffer.
Yes, but you won't, will you? Hmm? Who's my best girl?
I'd like her to suffer.
Oh, God. Poor old Clay in trouble again.
You! Stop this! Stop! Quiet! Damn you! I'll hit this whole class. You! Stop this! Stop! Quiet! Come you!
C'est un buveur. Qui chante, c'est un chanteur.
Sir, I can't hear. They're making such an awful row downstairs.
Okay.
Ow!
Ah, perhaps you can hear better.
Ow!
What's that? You can't?
No! I mean, yes!
Yes.
Yes, sir!
Qui raconte, c'est un raconteur.
If there's any more of this, the headmaster will be here, and there will be no more.
And who does this belong to?
Thanks, Max. I'm such an idiot. I didn't think I could carry on without you here.
Matty, you shouldn't mind so much about things. I don't.
But you mind about me?
Sure I do, yeah.
We're friends.
Of course we're friends.
Not just because of the money. Oh, no, I didn't mean that. Please forget it, Max. I didn't. I'm still in such a state.
Matty, we're friends. And not just because of the money. Although I must say I'm extremely grateful to you for it. Got me out of a real hole there.
Let's go for a drink. Let's go to the pub. I'll buy you a drink.
Oh, look, I'm sorry. I promised Pippa. I'll tell you what. We'll all go.
No, we will not all go. I loathe that stupid girl with her fluttering eyelashes and I loathe her.
Matty.
She's come between us. Ever since she's been here, it hasn't been the same. Not with her and her nightmare brother. I wish they'd both go back to South Africa.
Just take it easy, eh? And it's South America, actually.
Go to the South Pole for all I care.
How dare you? Millington? Millington!
But I've been calling Miss Wainwright, haven't I, Sanchez?
Yes, Miss Wainwright. Honestly, Miss Wainwright.
What? Well, help me pick up these things. And I shall decide whether or not to give you a blessing.
Can we tidy the stationery cupboard for you, Miss Wainwright?
No, you may not. It certainly needs it. Really, the younger staff. Now, be careful with that door. What's your name, Sanchez? Because if you get yourself locked in there, you know, you won't get out so easily. Come on. And a black mark each, by the way, which will teach you a little respect for your elders. There are teachers in this school who can keep order, though that may come as a surprise to you. All right, run away.
I did. She was kissing him.
Miss Wainwright, she's much too old.
No, silly. Mrs. Barlow.
You mean he was kissing her? Anyway, she's old too.
Your sister's keen on him. She kisses him.
No, she doesn't.
I can't. I've got to stay on and tidy up Churchill room for the Wainwright.
Oh.
Plus stationery cupboard, which she's decided is all my fault. But I'm sure that Clay would love to go with you.
No. I especially wanted to be with you. Oh, I've been wanting it all day. Oh. Come on, darling.
I daren't. She's teaching in there first thing tomorrow, the old bat. She's always picking on me. The fact that I'm not a trained teacher.
Yes, but there's something I especially wanted to ask you.
Ask it now.
No. No, let's meet for a drink later on, shall we? Go on, off you go. And don't be long.
I won't. So creepy here at the end of the day with everyone gone. I'll whiz through it.
I'll see you in the pub. Bye-bye.
Oh, Max. If it wasn't for you, sometimes I think this whole school is really quite creepy. Kaufman's a sadist. You should hear what he does to the boys. And Mrs. Barlow watches everything I do just as if she's waiting for me to make a mistake.
Got Matty Clay's all right. Except he shouldn't be allowed near boys, of course.
Mr. Clay's the worst. He loathes me. Sometimes I actually think he's jealous. Of you and me, I mean.
Come on. Now. Who's my best girl, eh? You got me. And Paul, of course.
Yes, he's all right. I suppose that's part of the point.
Oh, I'm all right, too. There's nothing wrong with me, is there?
Nothing at all wrong with you.
Another thrilling day over. Oh, sorry, folks. Thought everyone had gone home. Didn't realise the old staff room was a lover's rendezvous. Mighty true.
Oh, Roddy, we'd forgotten about you.
Thanks.
No. What Pippa meant was that you are all right. Roddy is all right, isn't he, Pippa?
Of course he is. Except when he drags you off to the pub when I want you all to myself.
Talking of the pub, the trouble is I'm skint.
Ah, and I didn't get to the bank. Lend us a fiver, would you, darling? Just when we get there. Ah, you're an angel. Thank you. And a kiss, please. Pippa? Pippa!
So terrible, there was no air. I was suffocating, then I can't remember what happened. I might have died.
I thought you were dead. Come on, have another sip. I wish it was something stronger. Thank God I came back. What happened?
I don't know, the door banged, I shouted. Max, what was it you wanted to ask me? Something special?
Oh, it doesn't seem quite so special now. Actually, I wanted to ask you if you could possibly lend me some money. I'm in a bit of a hole. It's purely temporary, of course. Some of my best horses just didn't run fast enough.
Sanchez and Millington will report to my study immediately after this assembly.
joke, sir.
A joke.
Gavin.
You'd lock in poor Miss Millington, your own sister, in a stationery cupboard, and you tell me it's a joke?
Please, sir, we didn't know it was Millington's sister.
Oh. And who did you think it was at that time of night, Mrs. Barlow, perhaps, or myself?
We thought it was Miss Wainwright, sir.
You'd lock in Miss Wainwright, an elderly lady, she might have died. You will both stay in after school today, No, Millington, you will stay in after school today, and Sanchez, you tomorrow. You will write out 100 lines from the lays of ancient Rome. Now, Mrs. Barlow will have that lock fixed tomorrow. Now, get out, the pair of you.
I hate this horrible school. I'm going to run away to South America to live on our ranch.
You can't.
Yes, I can. Mummy won't mind, and I won't tell Pippa because she'd make such a fuss.
You can't. You haven't got any money.
Yes, I have. I've got lots of money and a ranch, lots of cattle, more cattle than you've ever seen.
I've got lots of money too, and I get more pocket money than you. And I bet that ranch doesn't belong to you.
I've got more money than you because my father's dead and your father isn't, and I've got all my father's money, and the ranch does belong to me, all of it. So there, you lose your bet.
What about your sister?
Oh, she's just a girl. She didn't get any cattle or money or anything.
You're just making it up. Anyway, she's older than you.
That's why she has to look after my money for me. My pocket money is really properly mine, not like yours. I might give her some of my money one day if I still like her, because I've got lots of
He's had another letter. And this time it is a bookie.
God, thanks. That's all I need.
What'll you do?
Oh, I don't know. I'll think of something I always do.
You didn't think of something at your last school. You were sacked.
Yeah, well, that's because I didn't have you there. You're my guardian angel.
Little Miss M didn't come across then?
Will you shut up, Josie?
Sorry. You've got me, don't forget. Even if I don't feel exactly like an angel.
Millington? Get up. Get up, Millington, I say.
I can't understand you, Claire. I just can't understand you. You say you thought the boy had gone home.
I did think that, Headmaster.
But he had no permission to go home, Clay, from you. You were in charge.
No, Headmaster.
Well, why didn't you look for him then?
I did, sir, Headmaster. But his things were gone, and there was the note.
Note? What note?
It said something like, "Gone home."
Something like it. Well, have you got the note?
No, Headmaster, I destroyed it.
It's almost extraordinary. It's worse than extraordinary, of course. It's very tragic.
Gavin, the police are downstairs.
Oh, the police. What am I to say to the parents? Well, the police will want to talk to you, Clay.
Yes, I know.
All right, Josie, bring them up, will you? There's just one thing, Clay. Just one thing. As you know, I took a bit of a risk taking you on here, but I decided that I would give you a chance. After the business of that other school, I decided to give you a chance.
You did. Chance at a lower salary.
Well, my point is that I think it would be a good idea, from your point of view, as well as the school's, if you didn't mention that business. I mean, some of the parents might wonder why, in view of your past record.
I understand, Headmaster.
Come on. It's all right, darling. It's all right. Poor little pussy. Come on, sit down. Don't worry.
Oh, Max.
Come on, Max is going to look after you.
Poor little Paul.
Oh, poor little Pippa. There, I'm going to look after you.
I've got you.
Yeah, of course you got me. Of course you got me. I tell you what, we'll get married, shall we? Eh? As soon as possible. Very quietly, of course. And I'll be able to look after you properly, won't I?
Oh, Max!
Le subjonctif. What is it? You Sanchez. Silence, black mark, till the next boy speaks.
Please, sir, am I still supposed to write out 100 lines this evening?
No, of course not, Sanchez. What a ridiculous question.
Well then, sir, can I go home, please? I'm awfully upset about poor Millington.
We're all awfully upset about poor Millington. No, you may not go home, Sanchez.
But my mother's specially upset. You see, Millington was supposed to spend the night with us, and when he didn't come, my mother telephoned Mr. Clay, and Mr. Clay told her not to worry. But now she thinks that if she'd worried, she would have realised...
That'll do, Sanchez, that'll do. Come and talk to me afterwards, then we'll see about your going home. Le subjonctif. I thought I ought to let you know about it first, Headmaster. Before going to the police, that is.
Thank you, Mr. Kaufman.
Clay hated Millington, you know. I heard him in the staff room the other day. Quite unbalanced he was. I mean, Donaldson said something about boys will be boys, and Clay said boys will be dead.
A joke, surely. If a joke in bad taste.
Mr. Clay doesn't make many jokes. He's very highly strung. I sometimes
You can be very highly strung, Mr. Kaufman, without suffocating a boy to death by bundling him into a cupboard. In any case, we're still waiting for the police report. As far as we're concerned till then, it was just a tragic accident. Millington ventured into the cupboard.
Look, I don't want to sound too heavy about it, but I do get a feeling. Perhaps I shouldn't.
No, go on. If you can't tell me, who can you tell?
Exactly. I can tell you, Max. Well, there's no one else I can really talk to around here. Everyone's so much older. And of course I couldn't possibly bother Pippa. Not at a time like this.
You can tell me.
Well, I can't help wondering what went on that evening. Clay and Millington here all alone.
Well, the Barlows are upstairs. And Miss Wainwright's got a room here somewhere.
Miss Wainwright wouldn't hear the crack of doom. And the Barlows are out. I've established that.
Oh, you've established that, have you?
Yes, you see, well, I've been doing a bit of detective work.
Oh, smart lad.
I rather fancy myself at it. Now, this is what I've worked out. If Millington was stuffed into the cupboard by somebody, actually put there, I'm not saying he was, mind you, just if.
If. Rather a big if, isn't it?
Then the person who did it must have worn gloves.
How'd you work that out?
No prints. That much I got from the police. No fingerprints.
Yeah. Look, Roddy, I don't want to be a wet blanket, but surely no fingerprints could also mean that the wretched boy simply got himself shut in the cupboard.
I suppose it could. But all the same, I definitely got the impression that the police weren't satisfied. And Barlow's scared stiff, you can tell that a mile off. And so's Mrs. B. Hence my Sherlock act. It sounds an awful thing to say, but I actually thought it might be rather fun to do a bit of sleuthing.
As a matter of fact, you might be onto something there. We might go into sleuthing together.
Oh, of course, it would be great if you helped, Max.
Why not? Yeah. In which case, I've got a little notion how we might begin, sort of preliminary investigation. Listen.
This is quite exciting. Wainwright.
Alive? Of course I'm alive, you foolish boy.
Thank heavens.
Well, why on earth shouldn't I be alive? And put that torch out and turn on the lights. If there's anything that would kill me, it would be the sight of you standing in front of me waving a torch in my face. You gave me the most terrible fright.
I'm most awfully sorry. I thought you were dead. I really did.
I was merely asleep, Mr. Granger. Asleep. Does that word make any sense to you?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, what is going on, anyhow? What on earth are you doing prowling about?
Roddy?
Oh, there you are, Max. Now, perhaps you can explain to me what on earth is going on. No, thank you, Mr. Granger. I can manage perfectly well. I'm sure if I need anything, Mr. Donaldson will provide it for me. Now, what is going on?
It's nothing to worry your pretty head about, Miss W.
Now, no flattery, Max. I want an answer.
What were you doing here, Miss Wainwright?
I have every right to be here, thank you, Mr. Granger. I was correcting a few books ready for tomorrow morning, and as I've already explained to you, I fell into a slight doze.
And why not? I could do with a little doze myself after the fright you gave us. The fact is, Miss W., that Roddy and I were doing some kind of vigilante patrol.
Vigilante patrol?
Yes, what with recent events and all that, weren't we, Roddy?
Oh, yes, absolutely. We really never meant to frighten you, Miss Wainwright.
Well, I should hope not.
It was Roddy's idea, wasn't it, Roddy?
Yes, I suppose it was.
Jolly good idea it was, too, if only you hadn't been here. The fact is, Miss W., that Roddy's taking the school terribly seriously. He's really keen to make a success here, aren't you, Roddy?
Yes.
Well, maybe he, we both. And I take full responsibility. Maybe we got a bit carried away. But no need to mention this to the Barlows, eh? You know how old Barlow is with young masters. And Roddy here is still on trial. So, how about it, eh? Who's my best girl? Oh, problems?
No problem at all. In fact, I'm going to be taking Wednesday's games until further notice. Instead of Mr. Clare, I know.
Morning, Maddie.
Morning, Max. Yes, it's true. I have asked to be relieved of school games till further notice.
Not feeling quite the thing, Maddie.
Are you surprised?
No. I think it's a jolly good plan getting out of Wednesday's games. Wouldn't mind getting out of Saturday games myself, actually. They make up the whole weekend.
That must be awkward for you, in view of all your commitments.
And what is Miss Wainwright up to this merry morning?
Oh, not so merry, Max, I'm afraid. I'm quite exhausted. However, no more of that.
I'm most awfully sorry.
Venice, I think, and then Florence, because if I don't like Venice, I'm certain to like Florence.
Oh, the famous Wainwright holiday season is with us again, is it?
Supposing you just like them both.
Oh, I shan't do that. Always enjoy my holiday.
I loathe Venice.
I don't doubt you do, Mr. Clay. I don't suppose you're the sort of person who enjoys a holiday.
As a matter of fact, I was taken very ill in Venice.
I'm afraid that doesn't surprise me either. I can always tell a good traveller.
Miss Wainwright herself is the best traveller of them all. Tales of her annual holiday keeps all.
Rather a costly sort of hobby, I always think.
I think I can manage, Mr. Kaufman.
Max, can I talk to you, please?
Oh, sure, Matty, sure, yeah.
Oh, Max. Max, could I have a word?
Later, Matty, later. Yes, Miss W.
No, I do hope that you don't think I'm a troublesome old woman.
How could you ever be a trouble? If it's about last night.
No, it's not about last night. No, I've decided to forget that. I don't want to get you, or rather Mr. Granger, into trouble. He's not a bad boy, you know.
Well, I blame myself. I think maybe I should have stopped him. I just thought that, if I kept an eye on him.
No, it's not about that. I didn't want to raise it in front of the others, especially Mr. Kaufman, who seems to take my little annual outing quite personally, just because he hasn't been quite so provident. No, it's just that, see, with my holiday coming up, I just wondered if it were possible. I would hate to. It's just that...
The money you lent me. Oh, God, I'm an idiot. You need it. The Wainwright Annual Hall needs it. Well, there's no problem. You shall have it today.
Oh, no, now, Max, if it's difficult,
No, everything is coming up roses for me and my gal.
They're suggesting I did it.
Who are, Matty? The boys?
They started their chanting again. Mr. Clay, why did you kill poor old Millington to... Head. You don't have an aspirin on you, do you, Max? What I really need is some Valium.
Oh, God, never touch it. Take it easy instead, the Max motto.
I wish I could be more like you. But it's not the boys, not this time. Do you know that this morning Barlow actually suggested, it's inconceivable, that I might have had it in for Millington.
Well, you didn't exactly love it, did you?
I wish I knew what the police were hinting at.
Have you seen them again?
It's the third time. Everyone else once.
What sort of things are they asking?
It's all very polite, but they go on asking the same questions
Sanchez, huh?
endlessly. Why did I tell Mrs. Sanchez on the phone that Millington had gone home to his sister?
Well, why did you?
The truth. I can tell you the truth, can't I, Max?
Who else?
The truth was, I was frightened of Millington. I knew I couldn't handle him. It sounds so stupid. I just can't tell the police that. But, so when I found out that he'd scarpered, and he'd taken all his things and that note, gone home, I was just bloody glad there wasn't going to be any more trouble that night. And then, so when Mrs. Sanchez phoned, I just presumed he'd gone home to his sister.
And she thought he was at the Sanchez's. Have you still got that note?
No, damn it, I threw it away somewhere.
Pity.
That's what the police keep saying.
Gavin, I think you must tell the police.
About Clay.
Naturally about Clay. Otherwise, we're in real trouble.
Oh, you are in real trouble, haven't you noticed? A boy dying on the premises, what do you think the parents make of that? If they find out about Clay's record, why did I take him on?
Well, you got him cheap, yes? Looks good on the prospectus. A degree in history. Matthew Clay, B.A. Hons, Oxon. Especially when Max has nothing much to recommend him except his charm. Yes?
Do you think he did it?
I don't know. Something very odd about him. What did he do at the other school?
Oh, nothing to do with the boys, obviously, otherwise I couldn't have taken him. Well, there was, this master, I gather, Clay, got very fond of him. Too fond. They're all het up, and then this master got engaged to some girl. And Clay went for him, unprovoked attack. Crazy. Said afterwards he didn't know what came over him.
How odd. History repeats itself. Well, surely you've noticed Clay mooning about after Max Donaldson. And now there's little Miss Pippa Millington. To say nothing of Roddy Granger, who worships him.
I've noticed that Max Donaldson is a very popular master with all sorts of people. except his bank manager, perhaps, and a few others to whom he owes money.
Sergeant Higgins, get Mark Egypt and go to your classroom immediately. Oh, Mr. Kaufman, I didn't realize that you were there. All this noise going on.
Well, I must jolly well go and jolly well teach the juniors instead of staying here nattering. See you, Roddy. See you, Max.
Well, some people recover very quickly.
But that's a good thing, surely.
Oh, yes, yes. Well, when are you getting married, Max, if an old woman may be so bold?
As a matter of fact, Miss Wainwright, and all present, all good friends and colleagues, except this, the only intimation. We're getting married on Saturday.
What? So soon?
You didn't tell me.
Well, we didn't tell anyone.
Except me. I'm going to be a witness.
Yeah, please understand, Matty, it's going to be a very quiet affair. You know, what with poor little Paul and no father and Pippa's mother being in Venezuela.
Evidently.
We'll have a party later. You'll come, won't you, Miss W?
Well, it remains to be seen. I may be on my holiday.
I hate to interrupt. Congratulations, by the way, Donaldson, and please don't think I'm offended at not being asked to your wedding, but I thought I ought to return these to you, Clay.
My gloves. Yes, why the public announcement?
It's just that I found them stuffed behind the lockers downstairs. They are your gloves.
I just said so.
Why were they hidden, I wonder?
Yes, why were they hidden?
I have no idea. One of the boys, no doubt. And I fail to see what business it is of yours, Kaufman, for that matter. Actually, didn't I lend them to you, Max?
I don't think so, no. Oh, yeah, maybe, but that was ages ago. I gave them back.
It doesn't matter, does it? What's the big fuss about?
You have no objection, then, if I take them to Mr. Barlow? Or the police?
I don't give a damn what the hell you do with them.
He actually did it. With his gloves on.
That's what the police think. They found traces of the boy's jacket on the gloves and tiny fibres.
What happens now? Do they arrest him?
No, not here. Thank God. At least we're spared that. No, when he goes home tonight.
It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. I don't know what to do. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. You do believe me, don't you, Max?
Oh, sure, I believe you, yeah.
What's it supposed to mean? If you don't believe
I
it...
believe you, Matty. Really. I suppose it is just possible you had some sort of blackout.
I didn't have any kind of blackout. If the boy was killed, pushed into the cupboard, then there must have been someone else there. I just went down the corridor, switching off the lights. I'm told them dozens of times there must have been someone else there.
Yes, I know.
There must have been someone else there.
What are you chaps doing here? You're supposed to be going home.
Sir,
What is it, Sanchez? Didn't you hear me, Thompson? Get a move on.
sir, is it true?
Is what true?
Is it true the police are going to arrest Mr. Clay for killing poor Millington?
What is true? 2 black marks each. Come along home. Pronto! Pay no attention to them, Matty. Boys will be boys.
You were here.
What's that supposed to mean?
The cigarette. You were here.
Come on, take it easy.
No one else does that. Leaves a stub. I found one that night.
Steady on, old chap.
You were here. Someone else was here. That was you.
Matty. I know you've been under great strain. But look,
Strain?
just don't push me. Don't get
Bloody
ridiculous
well, I'm
ideas.
under great
I'm on your
strain.
side, remember?
On my
I told the police
side?
you had a blackout. It wasn't
Oh,
your
that
fault. You
is
couldn't remember
rich.
killing him.
I killed him, but I just couldn't remember killing him.
All right, I didn't put it quite like that. I was just trying to help, Matty.
Tried to help. You were trying to help me take the rap, hmm?
Oh.
And then you marry the girl with all her lovely brother's money. You don't need my money anymore, do you, Max? And then let poor old Matty be
You
pinched
are
by the
crazy,
police.
Clay.
Hence the quick marriage, right?
Max, aren't you ready?
Yeah, come on, Pippa, sweetheart, we'll go.
Oh, no, don't go, Pippa, sweetheart. Why don't you listen to what
Matty,
poor old
just go
Matty has to
away.
say? I'll tell you about Max, darling. He killed your brother. How about that?
You're crazy.
Yes, he is absolutely great. Come.
Push me quite so easily. Not this time, Max, darling.
This is horrible.
Darling.
You're crazy.
This is so right. Correction, I was crazy.
What are you talking about?
Let me see. I looked up to you. I even wanted to breathe like him. Listen to this. He came back that night through the cloakroom, and he did it for the money.
No, stop.
What about his debts? Hasn't he told you about them? I see he has. This is Mr. Clay, the killer. Remember?